All right, you're going to have to bear with me on this one because my voice is shot. Because the Green Bay Packers just beat the Kansas City Chiefs on Sunday Night Football. Grossi Posse Packer Nation. Welcome to an episode of Packcast, the podcast where you don't do Packers fan, but it sure does help. I'm your host, Tom. The Packers are right now in the playoffs. Grossi, and today we are going to be talking about the Green Bay Packers' victory over the Kansas City Chiefs, 27-19 on primetime. And oh boy, there is a lot to talk about. Heading into this game, Packers missing key pieces. Luke Musgrave still out, of course, had that lacerated kidney. Aaron Jones still missing. Jair Alexander, who we all thought was going to play, missing tonight. And listen, you're going against the Chiefs. It's always going to be a tough game. And similar to the Lions game, I had a lot of optimism and hope, but I was like, you know what? As long as we're competitive and we can see Jordan Love progressing and not looking too bad, we're rocking and rolling. And Jordan Love, just like he has been for the past couple weeks, he looked phenomenal. Jordan Love on the night, 25 for 36, 267 yards, 3 TDs, 0 interceptions, only sacked 2 times. And listen, the offensive line deserves a ton of credit. And Love has just been really, really impressive. Yes, the wide receivers are actually catching the ball. They're going after it. Looking at you, Christian Watson, who had a phenomenal game, 7 for 71 and 2 touchdowns. Unfortunately, it looked like he got banged up near the end of that game. But the receivers are doing well. The connection's there, but Love just feels so comfortable in the pocket. He's moving around. And Mina Kimes even said this on Twitter, and I've talked about this a lot, talking about the inconsistencies of Jordan Love. Those have been lesser as the weeks have gone on. And now, while yes, he'll miss a couple throws every now and then, for the most part, Jordan Love was phenomenal last night. He did really well against the Lions. I think he did well against the Steelers as well a few weeks ago. And I'm just really happy because for now, it seems the Packers have found their quarterback. We look live at the rest of the NFC North.
You can't keep getting away with it! You can't keep getting away with it!
But besides Jordan Love, a big shout out to the offensive line, only allowing 2 sacks tonight. They did a nice job protecting Jordan Love, and they've been doing a pretty nice job these past couple of weeks. A.J. Dillon, 18 carries for 73 yards, deserves a ton of credit. Again, no Aaron Jones. Yeah, Patrick Taylor and James Robinson back there. And A.J. Dillon, he was drafted for this purpose in the cold, December, Lambeau, and he played pretty damn well today. On top of that, talking about the amazing receivers, Romeo Doubs, 4 for 72. Watson, 7 for 71 and 2 touchdowns. Wicks, 3 for 43, had some really big plays. And this offense just looks like it's more comfortable in the system. And yeah, there were some weird play calls. Matt LaFleur definitely dialed up some stuff that I was like, don't know about that, especially when they could have extended their lead even more. But for the most part, love the way the offense operated. And then the defense, getting after Patrick Mahomes, 3 sacks on the night. And I will say, yeah, they allowed guys like Travis Kelce to get open at sometimes, but he only went 4 for 81. The only receiver who was a tight end that had a touchdown on the Chiefs was Noah Gray, and they held the Chiefs offense to 19. That's pretty damn impressive. And this team is just starting to feel itself a little bit more. Mahomes, 21 for 33, 210 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. That interception was key, in which Keyshawn Nixon picked him off, and that completely and totally changed the game. The Packers did allow 148 yards on the ground. Isaiah Pacheco, 18 for 110 and a touchdown, and he got banged up. Thankfully, he was okay, but damn, Isaiah Pacheco is just a monster, man. But for the most part, again, I'm just really happy with how the Packers operated tonight because they were going up against a damn tough team. And right now, the Packers are currently the 7th seed in the NFC, and they have control over their own fate. Their next 5 games, including one against the Giants next week, are all very, very winnable. They're playing the Buccaneers, the Panthers, the Bears, the Vikings, and the Giants. They definitely can go into the playoffs. And for the Packers, who a few weeks ago when they lost to the Broncos, we thought this was the end of their season, the turnaround that they have done is really damn impressive. Now, of course, this game was not without controversy because we need to talk about a couple of things. We need to talk about that last drive. So some really, really bad calls. The first, of course, Patrick Mahomes running out of bounds and he gets hit in bounds, but yet the refs throw a flag and that sets him up with great field position. So definitely benefiting the Chiefs there. But then Mahomes lobs one to MVS and yeah, it's a little overthrown, but you definitely have some defensive pass interference, and that wasn't called either. So a bit of a disappointing end because these two teams were going at it, and this is what I want to say about this. You see it as a makeup call, and no, two wrongs don't make a right, but this is what officiating is in the NFL. And as somebody who's a Packers fan and has very much been at the benefit of a lot of ref calls, I think it's a little BS that a lot of Chiefs fans, not all of them of course, a lot of Chiefs fans are all up in my mentions talk about how the Packers didn't win that game. When, let's be very, very fair here, the Chiefs offense did not win that game. The Chiefs defense, allowing Jordan Love and that offense to move down the field, did not win that game. If you were saying that last call there, that last one, the one that went against you, that was the breaking point, let's just call it what it is, folks. Like, that's a bunch of BS. And listen, if the Packers lost because of that personal foul play, I would be furious. The Packers have lost games because of the refs. But at the end of the day, the refs just kind of sucked. And for a team like the Chiefs that does get a bunch of ref calls, I think it's just a little funny that now we're all upset and that completely and totally invalidates everything that the Packers did tonight, because that's just not accurate. And let me go a step further. If Patrick Mahomes was still able to get a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, well, hey, then that's on the Packers because you can't allow that one play to dictate the entire game. And I get it. Be upset, be pissed off. I totally and completely understand. But at the end of the day, folks, like, what are we doing here? The refs made bad calls for both sides. And yeah, the Packers wound up winning, but they won because what they did on offense. The Chiefs, they didn't win the game because of what they didn't do on offense. That's just my 2 cents. You can disagree with it, but yeah, I just see a lot of salty Chiefs fans, and it's like, guys, like, what are we doing out here?
Obviously, the guy was probably a little early, but at the end of the game, they're letting guys play. I'm kind of about that. I rather you let the guys play and let the guys win it on the field. But when we're in that situation, I can't be wanting a flag. I have to try to go out there and win the game myself and with the rest of my teammates.
It was a close game. It was a good game. The officials did not help either team in that last drive. And hey, sometimes that's football. And for Packers fans, listen, this is a really big win. That's the reigning defending Super Bowl champions who came into the Packers house, and the Packers were able to get away with a win. On top of that, that also was like Jordan Love announcing to the world, hey, I'm here. And all that stuff with Andy Reid and not knowing who he is, he knows now. And that's no slight against Andy Reid, but this is incredibly exciting, not just for the Packers of 2023, but this game, I think, may solidify why it is going to be exciting for the next few years as a Packers fan, because Jordan Love seems to be that guy, and that is worth losing your voice over. The Packers right now are back at 500. They are 6-6, and like I said, 5 winnable games. They can definitely run the table, and for them to beat the Lions on Thanksgiving and now to beat the Chiefs on primetime with Taylor Swift in the house, it's a love story, baby, and I'm saying yes. But let me know what you think down in the comments below. You know, I sent me at Tom Grossi Comedy, all social media is down below. A big shout out and thank you to all the Patreon and YouTube members for supporting this channel. And thank you so much for watching. I'm Tom Grossi. And as always, go Pack Go.